Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Destiny's Princess, a war story, a love story, in the Forbidden Romance series. We are on Kotaro's path, on Chapter 5, Land of the Free. The last chapter was really short, and I think we're about to go hang gliding. This will be really interesting. I mean, maybe it's not hang gliding, but I think it is. Let us see. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Fly?
Yeah, we're going to fly.
Kotaro fastened the kite-looking thing to his back and held his hand out to me. How are two going to stay on this thing?
Come on, princess.
I did as he said and took his hand. He then forcefully pulled me towards him. He held me with both of his arms. I panicked and held on to the back of his neck.
Grab on tight.
Huh? What? Kotaro tied something around both of our bodies. And then... Huh? Ah! As he held me, he started sprinting on the roof. He then jumped off the roof just like that. I couldn't even let out a scream. The strong wind that hit my cheeks made a surging, thunderous sound in my ears. I closed my eyes tightly, and I felt the blood in my body swell. All I could do was bear with it.
Good girl. You didn't struggle.
The strong winds made it hard to hear him, even though we were so close. Kotaro laughed loudly and told me what to do.
Try and open your eyes.
Of course I'm going to open my eyes. I timidly opened my eyes. In front of me was a pitch-dark forest and a blue ridgeline shining in the moonlight. I looked down and saw the moonlit shrine on a forest? I think they meant in. It was like watching ripples on water. The entire sky was filled with stars and the moonlight that drowned them out. It's so beautiful. This show does not seem safe. It looks pretty precarious. Although we're not seeing the whole picture.
Isn't it?
We're flying. We're really flying. Kotaro.
I said we were going to fly.
I forgot my fear. I widened my eyes as Kotaro held me in his arms. It feels like we could go anywhere.
Unfortunately, we can't fly for that long.
Really?
We're not really flying. It's more like we're gliding through the air.
Kotaro fidgeted with something that looked like a stretched hand and changed our direction.
If I was alone, I could have flown higher, but it's not possible with both of us.
Oh, what a pity. I thought we could pass the demons and fly into some unknown country. But it feels nice. I pulled myself together and looked at the scenery once more. I could see the far-off ridgeline and the city lights beyond it.
It's just a trivial thing I like.
It's the same view the birds see. Do you always look down from up here?
From time to time. Oh, by the way, princess.
What is it?
I have a little bit of bad news for you.
Okay, what is it?
We might not last very long.
How can you say that? Huh?
Actually, we're falling.
Did he underestimate? What? Now that I thought about it, the trees did seem like they were getting closer. What are we going to do?
All we can do is land.
Huh? Oh,
Hold on tight.
ah! I thought we would fall with a bang, but we shook as the wings disappeared in the forest. I could feel how nervous Kotaro was. His arms were holding on to me tightly. And then...
Princess, are you alright? Are you hurt?
No, what about you, Kotaro?
I'm fine as well.
I closed my eyes so tightly, my forehead hurt. But as I tried to slowly open my eyes, Kotaro quickly raised his voice.
You shouldn't open your eyes just yet. Jeez, I was too slow.
What, did his clothes get caught on something and he's naked now? Apparently, the wings on Kotaro's back had been caught on some branches. That was fine, but... There were a number of blazing eyes under the tree. Uh-oh. Somehow, I was able to hear their frightening groans as well. The demons!
They're not. Look closer. They're dogs.
Huh? Now that he mentioned it, they did look a bit smaller than demons. I felt relieved. Thank goodness.
I don't know if you can say that just yet. They're better than demons, but dogs can kill.
As he said that, it sounded like the wings on his back were breaking.
We can't stay like this much longer. I guess we have to go down.
Can't we wait a while? Maybe the dogs will get tired of waiting and go away. Huh? Go down?
Princess, hang on to me.
Kotaro held me with one hand, and with the other he broke the wings behind him.
Here we go.
The scenery around us ran together. After that, I felt another crash. Is he just gonna outrun the dogs? Kotaro descended onto the ground while holding me. I could tell he was nervous. The dogs backed away when we landed, but then slowly surrounded us. Their shining eyes looked like fire. My entire body shivered as we became surrounded by their growls. A noticeably large dog barked at us and was ready to pounce at any moment. Kotaro!
We'll be okay. Just stay calm. They'll sense it if you're scared.
Kotaro softly breathed. He glared at the dog in front. Something emitted from Kotaro's body. It was a tingling feeling that made the hairs on my body stand up. It was like an invisible force. Kotaro didn't have a large build, but he felt enormous. Sorry, there goes my dirty mind again. Kotaro simply stayed quiet, and the dogs kept glaring at us. Yet their growls had ceased. The dogs slowly widened the circle, and the big dog that kept resisting finally stopped growling. That's awesome! He just stared down their alpha.
I'm going to put you down, but don't move yet.
He untied the belt that was around us and slowly put me on the ground. He then approached the biggest dog and looked down on him up close. The dog shrank and started to whimper. He groveled on the ground. He then put his belly up and rolled around. He then got back on his feet and started to wag his tail joyfully. Oh, this is awesome!
Good boy.
Kotaro squatted down and pet his head.
Princess, it's all right now. And try petting him.
He won't bite?
No, you'll be fine.
The other dogs quietly sat around us, and before I knew it, they were playing. There were 6 of them. It looked like the dog next to Kotaro was the leader. Well, no, Kotaro is the alpha now. I'm gonna trust him and put my hand out. I timidly put my hand out to the dog that was wagging his tail next to Kotaro.
Grrr.
I stopped my hand when he started to growl.
Hey.
Kotaro lightly scolded the dog and smiled at me.
He was just teasing you. Pet him all you like. He'll lick you if you're too timid.
Okay. I readied myself and touched the dog's head. This time the dog was quiet. I pet him along the tough hair around his forehead. He closed his eyes contently. Oh wow, you already won them over.
Well, yeah.
Say, is this something only skilled ninjas can do?
Nope.
Then how'd you do it?
I put a lot of effort into showing them how strong I am.
Kotaro hugged the dog's neck and smiled. Oh, I love him even more. He's a dog person. I love guys that are good with dogs.
These guys are nice and easy to understand.
For some reason, his smile looked similar to the dog. I thought this the day Kotaro came back covered in blood, too. What? That his smile looks like a dog's? Sometimes Kotaro became a man I didn't recognize. Yukimura and the other soldiers were different. There was something cruel about him. Kotaro stood up and gave orders to the dogs.
Now you guys go. We don't have any food to give you.
It was like the dogs understood what he'd said, and they turned around and walked off. Other dogs followed behind them. It's a little sad. They were so cute.
Stop that. If they get too attached to people, they won't be able to survive.
Well, if the people can afford to take care of them. After that, Kotaro looked up at the broken wings and let out a sigh.
I'd planned on landing on a hill a little further down.
Ah, so he did have a plan.
You were surprisingly heavy. It must have hurt.
You shouldn't have said that. You jerk. You're blaming me?
I never said it was your fault. I just thought you were a little lighter.
Aren't you just blaming me?
No, it's not your fault. It's my fault for thinking you were a little thinner.
It's just as bad! You don't say that to a woman, no matter what. I'm trying to tell you that putting it like that hurts. He knows he's teasing me. We looked at each other and started laughing. It might have been because I felt relieved, but I couldn't stop smiling and started to tear up. What are we going to do now?
For now, it looks like there's an opening over there. Let's go see.
Kotaro wiped his eyes with one hand and put his other out to me. Yeah. I took Kotaro's hand. It was warm. He firmly grasped my hand. It's fun being with Kotaro. Something exciting always seems to happen. Everything was beyond my imagination. We walked a little bit, and there was an opening in the trees. Oh! The moonlight brilliantly shined on the field. I could see a river, too, beyond the open earth.
Oh, looks like we landed somewhere closer than I thought. This is the hill I'd planned on landing on. Isn't the view great?
Yes. The blowing wind felt nice. The soft grass swayed in the wind and made waves of light. Kotaro stretched out his back and spoke.
I always feel refreshed when I come here. Further beyond that river, there's someone living life unbeknownst to us. And beyond that, there are people with different eye and hair colors, speaking different languages. Don't you think that's amazing?
Yeah, it is. I held my hair that was swaying in the wind and smiled. Kotaro pouted.
What's with that face? You think I'm like a child, don't you?
No, of course not. It's the opposite. I thought you were looking at a world I didn't know about.
I'm not actually looking at it. I'm just imagining what it would be like.
Yeah, I know, but still. I stood next to him and looked at the scenery beyond the hill. I was this country's princess. As long as I was myself, I wouldn't be able to leave my country or the one I married into. It was hard for me to imagine the unknown world. The neighboring nations were distant worlds to me.
I'd said it before, didn't I? You won't find pretty stones unless you look for them. I'm sure you gave up before trying to search for them.
You might be right.
You should just throw it all away.
What does he mean by that? Huh? I turned around, and Kotaro earnestly looked at me. He looks like he's glaring again.
You should throw your social status away.
And marry you?
And come with me.
Yes! That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Do you mean it? Kotaro.
If you come with me, I can take you anywhere you want.
Wait, is this what happened to him before? Like, maybe he fell in love with a girl and abandoned his previous master because he was taking her away from the country, and then something happened to her?
You wouldn't have to think about the demons. You could do whatever you wanted to do.
That might be nice. That might be nice. I held my hair down from the wind as I spoke.
Really?
Oh, look at that smile.
Oh, so you weren't serious?
It's not like that, but... I smiled teasingly at Kotaro. But how would we survive? I can't do anything, you know.
We'd make do somehow.
Stop glaring at me! Why do the guys glare sometimes when it seems like they're being friendly? He became a little serious.
That's right. Despite how I look, I go with the flute.
Ah, now we find out. Something came to mind after he'd said flute. Could it be? That flute I sometimes hear.
Yeah, I play it. I'm good, aren't I?
Yes, very. The flute that had comforted me was actually Kotaro's doing.
I can gather people with my flute and do a performance. What can you do, princess?
I can look pretty. I can play the koto a little bit.
A flute and koto? That sounds elegant. I'm sure we'll become famous. We'll earn money in towns and sometimes live luxuriously. We'll be vagabonds.
Oh, that sounds like a romantic life, but we can't abandon our castle after we made that wish.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I closed my eyes and thought about what he'd said. He would play the flute, and I would play... A koto is too big, so a lute might be good. Then we could live a bustling, playful life as we smiled to each other. Yes, I'm sure it'll be fun. It sounds like she made up her mind.
Right? You think so too, right? So, come on, let's go, Princess.
His stretched out hand was there for a different reason now. I silently shook my head. I want to go.
Why?
You know why. I mean, I'm a princess after all. I put my face in his chest. I couldn't look at him as I spoke. If I saw his face, I was sure my feelings would waver. Someone like me can't do a thing. I'm just a woman. But there were people who died in order to keep me alive. That's why I'm a princess. Everyone believes I'm doing something good for this nation. My nursing mother had told me to run as she had been skewered. My father and brother had died trying to save my life. Until his final moments, my fiancé had made a plan. I'd lost my memories, but their feelings were still present in me. There are people taking refuge in the castle now. They believe that we've saved them. There's no way I can run off by myself. Kotaro didn't say anything for a while. His hand kept opening and closing. He did it over and over, and then finally got over. He spoke brightly.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Kotaro hugged my shoulders and separated from mine. He smiled.
It was a joke. A joke. I couldn't leave my men behind either. So, it was just a joke. Okay, let's go back, Princess. The wind started getting colder. We're walking back. It's not that far, so let's make haste.
Is it going to be safe? We didn't speak as we walked home. We held hands, but it was to prevent me from getting lost. I felt a little lonely because I could feel that that was the only reason we were holding hands. I tried to think of something to talk about, but Kotaro opened his mouth first.
It's a good thing we didn't come across any demons.
I think he could have taken care of it. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, there's something I don't understand about my flute. This might sound strange, but I don't really remember when I learned to play it.
Huh?
I'd only been able to play it recently, and my men were surprised when they found out. Say, Princess, what's the meaning behind this?
The guys just instinctively know that it's me, apparently. I averted my eyes away from Kotaro's. The reason he didn't remember was because he'd been given false memories. I don't know. I'm sure you're just talented. I don't know. That was all I could tell him. I was sure he'd been interested in the flute before coming here. He was good after all. And the ninja Kotaro had replaced hadn't played the flute. It was only natural for his subordinates to not know about it.
Well, that doesn't matter. Oh, we can see it now.
I looked up and could see the central bailey in between the gaps in the trees.
Now then, how are we going to enter the castle? That's the problem.
I was dumbfounded. You didn't think about it?
Yup, exactly. I'm sure you didn't expect that one.
Oh, you... I was annoyed, and Kotaro frowned.
There's nothing I can do about it. I'd planned on taking you to some unknown country.
Oh, he really had planned on it. He didn't plan on coming back. But I wasn't swayed. Okay, Saya wasn't swayed. I was. I said nothing, and he grinned.
Be that as it may, isn't there an entrance where no one could find us?
It looks like I don't have a choice. We have to use that path.
That path?
There's a secret passage that only the royal family knows about.
Oh.
Wait, is this some kind of plan? He wanted to find this secret entrance. He's honeypotting us? As an exception, I'll let you use it, but only this one time. Originally, it was something we couldn't tell people outside our family.
Oh, it's our little secret.
Kotaro laughed like a child. I returned to my room, and thankfully the castle was quiet. No one knew we'd escaped.
I'm glad we made it back safely.
You're the one who took me outside.
I mean, you were heavier than I thought.
You're bringing that up again? Kotaro laughed and put his hand on his hip.
Well then, I'll go back now. I want to see how my men are doing.
Okay, it was fun. Thank you for today. Or tonight. Does he want a goodnight kiss for that date? Suddenly, he came close to me. He closed in on my face and was so close we were almost touching. What is it?
Princess, about me asking you to go beyond the river bend. I haven't given up yet.
He quickly grazed my lips. I couldn't even close my eyes. His gentle lips visited me and soon left. I was dumbfounded and couldn't do anything. Why was it so fast? I wanted to kiss you back, Kotaro. What are you doing? Maybe we can run off with him after we save the castle.
Well, good night.
Good night. Kotaro grinned and disappeared. I weakly fell onto the floor. I hadn't even slept yet, and it was already daybreak. Kotaro must have overslept as well, because my handmaid woke me up. Princess, you've been sleeping for quite a while. The handmaid giggled as she hit the laundry. Yeah, I was just thinking about something. In any case, it still felt like I was flying when I closed my eyes. I couldn't calm myself. I had done so many things last night, even though it was only a few hours. When I remembered it, I became excited and acted like a one-man show? What? In the end, I couldn't sleep. Oh my, but you need to hurry, or the handmaids will bring the next load of laundry. I saw the assistant maids coming as they held more laundry. All their faces looked gloomy. What? Something happened? And so, I heard this strange moaning. What's up with that? How scary! Come on, you two. You're in front of the princess. The handmaid scolded them, and the maids quickly bowed to the floor. It's fine, it's fine. More importantly, what were you two just talking about? They looked at each other as they answered. Yes, actually, last night we heard a strange voice. A strange voice? Yes, it sounded like a demon's voice, but there weren't any to be seen. Did I lose my dagger? It was like hearing something from the depths of the underworld. That's why we thought it might be the demon's curse or something. I wonder what it was. It creeps me out. The handmaid and I looked at each other. Can you hear that voice now? No, I couldn't hear it after daybreak. It sounded more and more like a ghost story. Well, maybe you'd heard a demon's voice from somewhere. I'll have someone patrol the castle after this. Yeah, you're right. Something weighed on my mind. The mystery didn't stop that day. The moaning tormented the people of the castle thereafter. Is it the dagger? Why haven't you thought of this, Saya? Well, that's creepy. Oh, I wish we could have run away with Kotaro. I know we have to take care of the castle, but I feel bad rejecting him. It just seemed like such a sweet gesture, and just the fact that a guy would want to do that, run away with you. It would be so nice in a story. Maybe we'll get to run off with him later. Well, I don't think he's going to die in both of his endings like Hanbei did at least. And though I'm not sure how happy the endings will be exactly. Hopefully good. Hopefully they'll both be happy. Please, Kotaro, give us a good ending. Give us 2 good endings. Oh, I definitely enjoyed our night flight. And our romp with the dogs. And that was so cool how he befriended the dogs and became an alpha. Can he get any better? He's definitely gotta be the best person in this game to me. Although, I hear some good things about Masamune, so I'm definitely very interested in him too. And of course I like Nobunaga's look and his prestige, but I don't know what his story's gonna be like. I don't really care for Yukimura so much for some reason, but it's just, his brashness, I think, mostly. And he just seems so young, and I don't know. But we'll see, I might like his story better when I actually get into it. Well, I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.